Hello. Intro to the vlog, I think. I think I did actually get 2 weeks of a vlog done instead of putting it off and then doing a whole month. So today is February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. I'm not prepared. Can you tell? I am still, my hair's still wet. I took a shower and I was like, I'm home alone. It's actually daytime. I have natural lighting. I should film something. My glasses are fogging up because it's still warm. Intro. I have read a bunch of books, a lot more books than I thought I would. I have done some stuff. You're going to see that. So we'll consider this a recent reads for the first 2 weeks of February. Enjoy. Okay, I'm trying to think about everything you just saw and wrap it up kind of before I get into the books that I've read. I went to San Diego, had a girls' night with my friends, and I took the train down LA to San Diego. And it's like they call it the surf liner, so it goes along the ocean, which was really cool. I did a lot of crochet on the train. And then what did I do? Let's roll back a little bit. So I went with a friend to see the Stray Kids Dominate concert movie. That was a lot of fun. Then the next day is when I went down to San Diego. And then this week, it was Friday the 13th, so I actually took the day off yesterday and it ended up accidentally being a 4-day weekend. So yay, it's only Saturday. I don't have to go back to work until Tuesday. I got a tattoo. I got a really cute tattoo. So this is my new tattoo. Yes, it's upside down, but I love, like, so my first one is that way, so I just kind of want everything going the same direction. So that's her. She's lovely. It's a lovely little flower, and it is very fine line work. I'll put a picture up. Yeah, I am really, really happy with this one. So that puts 3 tattoos on this arm. Right there, and I still have just the one on this arm, which was also a flash, Friday the 13th flash. There's another Friday the 13th next month in March, which we'll probably go to as well, so I may pop up with another tattoo next month. And then the reason my voice is kind of shot is my friends and I went to a heated rivalry rave last night. It ended up just being like, it wasn't quite a rave, it was like going to the club. It was a lot of fun. They showed everything in clips on the screen, and there were quite a lot of horny little girls there, I'll tell you what. But we had a lot of fun. We made bracelets. Let me get my bracelets that I made. Okay, so I have 2 bracelets. This one my friend made. So this is for my girl Rose. I love Rose so much. I wanted it all pink, so she made it all pink for me, and that says Rose. And then this one I made myself while we were hanging out. So this is a Scott and Kip bracelet, because Scott and Kip are my favorites. Yes, I love Shane and Ilya too, but Scott and Kip hold my heart. Also, like, I'm kind of too old and too established in my 16-year-long relationship to be like fussing with all the toxic, like, angsty shit with Shane and Ilya. Like, I loved the last, like, 3 episodes of Shane and Ilya, but the first 2 were, I was just like, do better, babies, just do better. Anyways, yeah, Scott and Kip. So I have Kip, Scott, some hearts. Now, can you see the hearts? Kind of see the hearts. And obviously, blueberries and bananas colors. So there's 2 bracelets made. Oh, recently I did get... I found these online, someone on Threads. I'm going to link their store below. These Sailor Scout prints. Okay, so I saw these on Threads, and I was like, immediately, I need them. Fucking immediately. Like, aren't they gorgeous? Okay, so I have to figure out where we want to put these. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Kind of want to put them like maybe up and down here, but they're hidden. Only like, it'll look pretty cool there. Maybe up and down. I don't know, but there's other spots that we can put them. But yeah, I fell in love with the, oh my God, aren't they so good? Aren't they so fucking good? Yeah. So that is GDB art. I will link down below. So what have I read since my last video? The Dallergut Dream Department Store by Miye. This is, I'm counting it for my r/fantasy cozy square because this is a version of cozy in my mind. This is translated from Korean. It's kind of a feel-good kind of story. In this one, this takes place in the Dallergut Dream Department Store, which is a store where dreams are sold. People who fall asleep in our real world go to the dream store and they buy something. And they buy it like in Dallergut store, like you buy a dream, whatever kind of dream, and then later on after they dream, they pay the store in like a feeling. So like happiness or sadness or frustration, something like that. So we follow a character who gets a job at the store. It's been her dream, her dream to get a job at the store. So she starts as like a receptionist, but she's learning about the store as we go through, and we kind of move over time. It feels a little vignette slice of life at times, but longer vignettes as we encounter different themes, different ideas. We follow different types of people who are having dreams for different reasons. And then even there's like a dream like consortium of people who create dreams. And then there's also like, it's such a big world that there's like the dream awards, the different types of people win awards for their dreams and stuff. So I gave it 3 stars. So this was fine. There wasn't anything terribly wrong with it. I just didn't quite connect with it. And I don't know if that was because of the story itself or because of translation. I'm not sure. So while there's nothing wrong with it, it was I listened to this audiobook while on the train to San Diego and crocheting. So it was pleasant. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't connect. So 3 stars. The next thing I read was an ARC from Tor.com, so thanks to them and NetGalley. So I read The Rainseekers by Matthew Kressel. This is a sci-fi novel set in nearish future, where we have colonized Mars and some of the outer planets, and we follow a former influencer. The synopsis kind of calls her like a washed up former influencer, former alcoholic drug addict, but that kind of put me off a little bit, but I was pleasantly surprised. So she is on Mars and she enjoys photography and writing. So she's essentially a journalist kind of, and she and a bunch of other people are going on this expedition on Mars to be the first to see actual rainfall on Mars. They're trying to trace the first rainfall on Mars. And along the way, she is getting stories of other people who are going on this expedition as well. So it feels a bit Canterbury Tales in that way. So we get her bits of her life and the current present day in her narrative, and then she'll talk to someone, and then we'll get like a chapter that is just their narrative. And we learn a lot about the world building, this future, how different areas of the world turned out through their narratives and through her narrative. We also get her whole story. And the thing with her whole story is that it wasn't quite the washed up former, like, yeah, she did drugs and she drank a lot, but it wasn't like the story of her downfall. She didn't even really have a huge major like crash out downfall. She just kind of woke up one day. She was a teen when she got her first like big viral video, and then she got more and more, and then she kept going, and she just kind of woke up one day and was like, what is my life? What am I doing? I have driven away everybody I ever liked. And then she kind of goes on like, she kind of quits being an influencer because she's already made enough money to last 2 lifetimes. So she kind of goes and travels our galaxy, our solar system. She does a lot of drugs along the way. She does say it, but it's not like we're experiencing her doing drugs and being drunk all the time. And because she's telling it in the present day, it's very reflective. It's very like soul searching, like kind of explaining who she was and how it brought her to the present day in the book. And so in that way, it's very reflective. It's not like party girl drug seeking kind of thing. So I really appreciated that. And I appreciated this as a whole. I gave it 4 stars. While our narrators, like present day narration kind of ties everything together, it did feel like each person's like vignette short story, it kind of kept me at arm's length a little bit. So there were like 2 stories where I felt a little more emotionally connected to the character and to our narrator's connection to those characters in the story. But there were only about 4 or 5 stories altogether that she told in a group of like 30 people. Maybe 2 of them really tied into how she felt about the characters in the present day. So for that, the other couple of stories were just kind of like stories to kind of maybe build up the world building. So it kind of felt a bit, at arm's length, but I still enjoyed it. It was just a really nice, thoughtful look at what this future could look like, what drives people to do the things they do, what drives people in the past, what previous generations, how those drive people. And yeah, I liked this. I was really happily surprised by this. So I highly suggest checking it out, check it out from the library. If you want something a little different with your sci-fi, I would put it, I guess it would, like, if you have like a gradient of like hard sci-fi to literary sci-fi, I'd put it kind of smack dab, maybe like in the middle, leaning a little more literary. They are on Mars. They do talk about, the reality of like what they're doing, but a lot of the storytelling, it is a little more literary. So I will put a smack dab in the middle. And I'm having an issue with literary sci-fi at the moment. So I liked this for what it is. So if that tells you anything, check it out. So yeah, The Rainseekers by Matthew Kressel is coming out February 17th, which is in a couple of days. So probably by the time you see this video, it's out. So I don't know when I'm going to post this. I don't know when I'm going to work on it. So February 17th, The Rainseekers should be out. So give it a try. I think you should give it a try. It was just a really nice, pleasant book. Okay, next. I am really, guys, I am really so getting back into urban fantasy right now, as you'll see. So next I read Beast Business by Ilona Andrews. They just released this ebook maybe like 2 weeks ago. It is a compilation of a few short stories, and these are all set in the world of the Hidden Legacy books. So Hidden Legacy is a world where in like the 1800s, magic was kind of introduced into the world. People started controlling the magic, and eventually these great houses were created. So there's different types of magic, different types of houses who control the magic in their bloodlines. So like magic is known, magic is a thing in this world, but it's kind of controlled in terms of like biologically. In these short stories, we're following 2 characters in the first one who were like side characters in I want to say in books 3 through 6, if I'm remembering right. So we're following Augustine and Diana, and they have to do something together. They're short stories, so I can't really say a lot, but a little romance going on there. Okay. And then there are a couple other short stories that are following Arabella, who the main books follow this family called the Baylors. So the first 3 books are Nevada Baylor and her romance. The last 3 books are Catalina Baylor and her romance. We follow the youngest sister, Arabella. Arabella was kind of just coming into her own. She was still very young when book 6 finished. So it was really cool getting these short stories, and we kind of follow her over like a lot of years of her life, like essentially from, I want to say like 17-ish to like 20-ish. We follow these short stories, and we get to see her grow into her own, and they pack a lot of characterization and growth into these short stories for Arabella. So I really liked going back into the Hidden Legacy world. I really liked that series. If you like urban fantasy, go. I fucking love Ilona Andrews. Like, they just do it for me. I just love them. So it was 5 stars. Okay, next I read something very silly for my r/fantasy. I read The Crimson Corsair and the Last Treasure of Count Dooku by Landry Q. Walker. I did not realize how short this was. It's only like 60 pages. And this essentially is, I guess, during... I don't know Star Wars that much, okay? I know enough, but I don't know it a lot. So some lost treasure Count Dooku crashed on a planet, and these pirates, and for some reason, ages and ages later, the ship starts emitting a beacon again. So these pirates want to go and try to get the famed lost treasure Count Dooku, but they are not the only band of pirates going out there. And once I realized what was happening, it was like short chapters following like 3, 4 different bands of pirates all going out there, and it was just silly. It was a silly good time, and this is really essentially this is like for like 12-year-old boys. It's that kind of like silliness. Like the pirates are doing this and then like but they didn't know that these pirates are coming. And then these pirates are like looking at the other pirates doing stuff, but then something happened. And then this pirate is like really really hates the Crimson Corsair, and he's like there's always like him like plotting his revenge, and he's like he's coming up with the Crimson Corsair and blah blah blah. And it's just like just short chapters. Each one ends with a little cliffhanger because and it's really silly. It's goofy. It's fun. Okay, I think the siren's passed. It's just silly, goofy fun. I gave it 3 stars because like I liked it, but it wasn't like fantastic. It was just silly. I don't regret reading it, but yeah. I was just like, what am I reading? I would have fucking loved this when I was 12 years old, but yeah. So that square is finished for her / fantasy. Okay, and last thing I read, Bloodbound by Patricia Briggs. This is the Mercy Thompson series, book 2. I read out of this, and I also got audio on Libby. This is it's an urban fantasy set in a world where Mercy Thompson, our main character, she is a walker, she is a coyote, and she kind of grew up in a werewolf pack. So there are werewolves, there are vampires, there are fae, there are witches, there are sorcerers, there are ghosts, like all the urban fantasy stuff you could want. And the fae and in this book the werewolves have like outed themselves to the world at large, to humans. So there's this kind of like some creatures are still hidden from humans, but they're slowly revealing themselves. And in this book, Mercy has a friend vampire named Stefan, and he asks for help on, something is going on. There's a new vampire who is causing a lot of ruckus, which is not good. Stefan asks for help, and Mercy gets caught up in it. And this, okay, so I liked this, I think, a lot more than book 1. But the problem I had with book 1 mainly was all the fucking men. Mercy doesn't have any female friends other than, I think, Adam, one of the main men. His daughter is like 16, and she is the only other female character, really. Okay, no, there's another werewolf called Honey who also gets some time, but like, Siren, there are no other women in these stories, and there's so many fucking men who are in love with Mercy. I'm so tired of it. So there's Adam the werewolf. She went on a few dates with him, and she's dealing with a lot of her own issues of control, and Adam is the alpha werewolf, so she's having a lot of issues there. And then there's fucking Samuel, who she was in love with when she was 16 in the pack growing up with him. And this book does acknowledge that it was wrong for Samuel, who's been alive for at least like 100, 200 years, to have been in love with a 16-year-old fucking child. But he's still in love with her, and she's still very conflicted about her feelings for him. But for some reason, they're roommates. So, and then of course, there's a lot of like fucking testosterone shit issues between Adam and Samuel. It's exhausting. And then there's Stefan the werewolf, who Mercy was like, at best he's a friend. And it's like, no, you dumb bitch, he's in love with you too. And I'm so fucking tired of it. And then there's another man introduced who is a police officer friend of Mercy's. I don't know, at some point I'm going to assume he's going to fall in love with her too. So I enjoyed this a lot for like the storyline that was going on. That was really good. The kind of political issues between the werewolves and the vampires and the fae, and like exploring a lot of that I really liked. But I just was really frustrated with the romance aspect of this because it's just fucking stupid. And even Mercy is like, why these people can't actually like me or love. I don't know. The romance annoys me so much. I'm gonna need this to calm down. I know it's not gonna because of when it was written and the tropes that were happening in urban fantasy and paranormal fantasy at the time. But I really fucking hate the Samuel thing. I just, like, the book does acknowledge it. Mercy acknowledges it. Samuel acknowledges it. But I hate that it's still shown as, like, he still has feelings for her. I fucking hate it. I do. Anyways, I give this 4 stars. I know. I said I hate it, but I still gave it 4 stars because, like I said, I really, really enjoyed the expansion of the world. I enjoyed the plot itself. I enjoyed the world building, the politics, all of that stuff. I really liked. And this book, the actual climax of the book for what the actual like story is, ends pretty early on, and there's a lot of stuff at the end, like wrapping up stuff here and like with Mercy, and I really liked that. I really, really, really liked that because she's struggling with something that she has to do at the end of this book, and I really, really enjoyed that last bit of it, that last like 25%, because I was like, okay, we finished the climax here, but like what else is going to happen? And I realized what else was going to happen, and it was good. It was really, really good. So that is essentially why I gave it 4 stars. So I am continuing on. I don't have a mass market for book 3. I am going to keep an eye out for it going when I go to bookstores and stuff. I am continuing on in Mercy Thompson series. So yes, that is everything that I've read in February. Shocker. That's a lot of books. I am still going to keep going, obviously. I do want to dig into some manga. I have volume 6 of the Other World's books depend on the bean count. The Other World? What the fuck is it? Yeah, the Other World's books depend on the bean counter. I have volume 6, which I'm so excited to read. I have more Apothecary Diaries to read. I have some manga in Libby that is going to expire in like 24 hours, so I think I'm going to knock that out today, even though I do need to edit this today. Whatever. It's going good. February's going good. The year's going good. I don't know if this energy is going to still carry, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I obviously had no plans for this update and the end of this vlog. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.